aliens shocked that humans live peacefully with evil spirits. In the vastness of space, there is a species far more advanced than anything on Earth. Their world has long been built on science and technology, with no need for beliefs in spirits or the supernatural. Everything they know is explained by facts, logic, and reason. These explorers have come to Earth to study its people. They think humanity is still in its early stages, struggling with many challenges. They expect to find a planet filled with conflict, chaos, and confusion. They believe they are looking at a race fighting to survive in a harsh world. But what they find is something very different. As their ship touches down on Earth, they see a world full of peace. The cities are thriving, and people are living their lives calmly. There is no sign of the trouble the explorers expected. The humans seem to be doing well, and the planet is far more developed than they imagined. Yet, there is something strange here, something the explorers cannot explain. The humans live alongside beings they call spirits. These spirits are not harmful, as the explorers might have believed. Instead, they are simply different, with their own minds and purposes. And the humans live alongside them, understanding them and finding ways to peacefully coexist. The explorers are about to find out something that will change everything they thought they knew about the universe. This peaceful coexistence between humans and spirits is unlike anything the aliens have ever seen. It challenges their beliefs and forces them to question the limits of science, reason, and what they thought they understood about reality. The aliens have landed on Earth, eager to understand this mysterious planet. The humans welcome them, though there's an odd tension in the air, as if something unusual is about to unfold. The explorers, still skeptical about what they've heard, are ready to begin their mission. At first glance, Earth looks peaceful, perhaps too peaceful. The humans seem calm and content, walking through the streets without any sign of struggle. There is no war, no chaos, no fear in the air. The explorers are unsure what to make of it. They expected conflict, but instead they see a society that appears to be living in harmony. It's as if everything they knew about survival and progress doesn't apply here. As they meet with the humans, the conversation turns to the subject of evil spirits. The humans speak of these spirits as if they are just a part of everyday life. The aliens listen, puzzled. They have never encountered such a belief before. In their world, nothing exists beyond what science can explain. They are taught that everything must be understood through logic and evidence, not through superstition or belief in unseen forces. But the humans don't speak of fear when they talk about the spirits. They don't say the spirits are harmful or evil, as the aliens might expect. Instead, they describe them as beings from another world, or perhaps another dimension. These spirits, they explain, are simply misunderstood. They don't cause harm, but rather live alongside the humans, interacting in ways that allow the humans to understand them. Some spirits act as protectors, others as guides, but all are part of the Earth's reality. The aliens can hardly believe what they are hearing. They ask questions, trying to understand how this could be possible. How can humans live with spirits that aren't supposed to exist? How can they be at peace with something that, by all logic, shouldn't be there? The humans simply shrug and smile, explaining that their world has always been like this. They've learned to coexist, to accept what they cannot explain, and to live alongside the spirits in a way that feels natural to them. The aliens continue to listen, but they remain skeptical. The idea of spirits, beings that cannot be measured, cannot be studied, cannot be understood in a scientific way, does not sit well with them. They are trained to dismiss anything that cannot be proven by their technology. This belief in spirits challenges everything they know about the universe. Still, the humans don't seem worried. They have no fear in their voices, no sense of danger when they speak about the spirits. It's as if they have accepted these beings as part of their world. The aliens find this both strange and troubling. They wonder how such a belief can exist in a society that seems so advanced. As the day continues, the aliens are taken to different places, a home, a workplace, and a public space, where they witness more of these spirits. They see humans interacting with these entities, not in fear, but with respect. The spirits do not act like threats or invaders, but as quiet observers, as if they belong here just as much as the humans do. The more the explorers observe, the more they are forced to confront their own beliefs. They wonder, could it be that they have misunderstood what they were taught? Could it be that science and reason are not the only ways to understand the universe? The aliens are left with many questions and few answers. They had come to Earth expecting to find a primitive race still struggling to survive, yet they are faced with a society that has learned to live with something far beyond their understanding. The idea of spirits, beings from other worlds, is something they cannot grasp. But the humans seem to have accepted it as part of their reality. The aliens, still uncertain, prepare to investigate further. But one thing is clear: this mission will not be as simple as they thought. What they have witnessed so far has shaken their expectations and left them with more questions than ever before. The alien explorers have spent several days on Earth, and they are beginning to realize that what they thought they knew about this planet is far from the truth. Their initial skepticism about the spirits is still strong, but they can't ignore the strange sense of peace that surrounds the humans and their relationship with these beings. The more the aliens see, the more they begin to question everything they've been taught. The humans are more than willing to show the aliens how they live with the spirits, allowing them to witness firsthand how these beings interact with their world. In homes, workplaces, and public spaces, the aliens observe these spirits, ethereal, glowing entities that seem to appear and disappear at will. The spirits don't appear threatening, and they aren't causing any harm. Instead, they move among the humans, as if part of everyday life. At first, the aliens are uncomfortable. They are trained to believe in only what can be seen and measured. They've studied the universe from a purely scientific standpoint, and the idea of unseen, unmeasurable beings is difficult for them to accept. But as they continue to watch, something begins to change. They see that the spirits are not simply hovering around, causing chaos. They are interacting in a calm, respectful manner, blending into the human environment as if they belong there. The humans, for their part, don't seem to think twice about these spirits. To them, it's normal. They talk to the spirits, laugh with them, and go about their daily tasks without hesitation. In one home, a family invites the aliens into their living room, where a spirit is already present. The spirit, glowing softly, seems to listen as the humans speak. The aliens watch in awe as the family members converse with the spirit, asking it questions and even receiving answers in subtle gestures. It's clear that the humans don't fear these beings. They understand them, and they interact with them as they would any other person. The aliens are taken aback. They've seen many strange things in their travels across the universe, but they've never encountered anything like this. How can these spirits exist without causing harm? Why don't the humans see them as a threat? The more the aliens observe, the more they realize that this isn't just about spirits. It's about how humans have learned to live with what they don't understand. In a workplace, they see a different type of interaction. A spirit stands near a worker, quietly observing as the person writes on a computer. The spirit doesn't disturb the worker, but it offers quiet encouragement in the form of a glowing light that changes color. The worker smiles, as if they're receiving advice or support. The aliens can't understand how this works. How can a spirit offer help in this way? And why is the worker not scared? One of the alien explorers, a senior officer, speaks to the humans about their relationship with the spirits. He asks how it is possible that the spirits don't cause harm. One human responds simply, "We don't see them as evil. We understand them, and they understand us." The alien officer is silent, troubled. How can understanding a being that isn't even from this world change everything? How can humans learn to communicate with something that doesn't follow the laws of science and reason? The more the aliens observe, the more they begin to see that this isn't just about spirits, it's about the human's ability to live with uncertainty. In a world where everything is explained by science, the humans of Earth have found a way to accept and coexist with something that doesn't fit into any scientific model. And that idea begins to stir something in the aliens, something they hadn't expected: doubt. As the aliens move through the city, they encounter more of these peaceful interactions. In one public park, a group of children play near a spirit who hovers above them, watching over them as they play. The spirit doesn't intervene, but the children seem to know it's there, and they greet it with smiles and laughter. It's clear that the humans are not afraid, not suspicious, not hostile. They've learned how to live with these beings, and in doing so, they've found a way to exist in balance. The explorers cannot deny the peacefulness of the scene. They've been taught to believe that anything unknown must be dangerous, that forces beyond their understanding are things to fear. But what they see on Earth challenges that belief. Here, the unknown is not feared, it's accepted. Here, beings from another dimension, beings who shouldn't be able to exist, are simply part of life. Later, one of the alien explorers speaks to the human leader. How is it possible that these beings, these spirits, can coexist with you in such harmony? The human leader, a calm and thoughtful person, replies, "It's not about them. It's about us. We've learned to live in harmony with what we can't explain. We don't see them as threats. We see them as part of our world, just as we are part of theirs." The alien explorer is silent for a moment, considering the answer. The idea that humans can live with uncertainty, that they can accept things without fully understanding them, is foreign to the aliens. For them, science has always been the answer to everything. But here on Earth, the humans have created a world where faith, belief, and understanding work hand in hand. They live in peace, not because they have all the answers, but because they have learned to live with the questions. As the day draws to a close, the aliens realize that this is not just a question of science and technology. It's a question of how humans see the world, how they interact with the unknown, and how they live in peace with forces that they cannot control or even fully understand. The aliens are left with more questions than ever before. They came to Earth to learn about human progress, to study a race still in its infancy. But what they discovered is a species that has found a way to live in harmony with something beyond their understanding, something the aliens are still struggling to grasp. As the days pass, the alien explorers continue to witness more of humanity's unique relationship with the spirits. What they have seen so far has only deepened their confusion. The humans seem to live in peace, not because they can control or banish the spirits, but because they have learned to understand them. The aliens, trained in the ways of science and technology, still cannot fully grasp how such a thing could be possible. Spirits, after all, are not supposed to exist. And yet, here they are everywhere. The humans begin to explain more about the nature of these beings. The term spirit isn't what the aliens had expected. They had imagined ghostly figures, dark and frightening, entities that haunted the living. Instead, they discover that these spirits are far more complex. Some of them have been on Earth for centuries, while others are more recent arrivals, coming from places the humans can barely understand. Despite their varied origins, they all seem to share one trait: they are not evil. In a quiet village, the aliens watch as an elderly woman invites a spirit into her home. The spirit, glowing faintly, hovers in the doorway. The woman doesn't seem afraid. In fact, she greets the spirit like an old friend. "How are you today?" she asks softly, as if speaking to another person. The spirit doesn't respond with words, but there is a subtle change in the light around it. The aliens are taken aback. How can this spirit be so calm, so gentle? And why does the woman not fear it? The woman explains that the spirit, whom she calls the guardian, has been in her family for generations. It has watched over them, protected them, and guided them in times of need. "It's not about fear," she says. "It's about understanding. We know it's here to help, just as we are here to help each other." The alien explorers listen intently, still unsure. To them, this kind of acceptance is unfathomable. The idea that a being, one that cannot be seen or measured, can become a trusted protector seems almost impossible. Later, the aliens observe another interaction, this time in a school. Children are gathered in a circle, and at the center of the group is a spirit. This one is more translucent, almost shimmering, but still calm and non-threatening. The children aren't scared. Instead, they treat the spirit as if it were one of them. They talk to it, laugh with it, and even ask questions. "What should we do about the storm tomorrow?" one child asks. The spirit doesn't speak, but a soft glow seems to answer the question, and the children smile. They know what it means. The storm will pass, one child says with certainty. The aliens watch in silence. The humans have not only accepted these spirits, they have come to trust them. The spirits are not seen as threats, but as companions, guides, and even teachers. The aliens, still uncertain, ask the humans more questions. They want to understand, how do the humans know these spirits are not evil? How can they be so certain? One human answers with a simple truth: we feel it. We've learned to listen. This idea of listening, the act of paying attention to something that cannot be measured or scientifically explained, is one that continues to puzzle the alien explorers. They have always relied on technology and logic to understand the universe. But here, the humans rely on something else: trust. They trust in the spirits, not because they have proof of their existence, but because they have learned to feel their presence. And in that feeling, they have found peace. The humans describe how the spirits are not only guardians but also teachers. In one community, the aliens watch as a group of elders speaks to a spirit. The spirit, this time a more solid presence, seems to be imparting wisdom in the form of subtle gestures and light. The humans explain that these spirits come from other places, from other dimensions, and that they have knowledge beyond what humans can understand. The spirits are not just protectors, they are also sources of wisdom, sharing knowledge that has been passed down for generations. The aliens are astonished. They have never encountered a race of beings that has learned to coexist with something as intangible as a spirit. But the more they observe, the more they begin to see that the spirits are not just random entities. They are part of a larger system, one that exists in harmony with the human's world. The spirits are not here to dominate or destroy. They are here to share, to teach, and to guide. The aliens are shown another example of this relationship when they visit a temple-like structure, where the spirits are often called upon for guidance. The humans have created rituals to invite the spirits into their lives, rituals that are deeply spiritual, but also deeply grounded in the belief that the spirits are part of the natural world. The aliens watch as the humans perform a ritual of light, where they call upon the spirits to bring guidance for a specific challenge or question. The spirits appear in shimmering light, filling the space with a soft, calming energy. The humans close their eyes, and for a moment there is complete silence. The aliens feel it too, a sense of peace, of understanding, as if the very air around them is charged with something greater. The humans explain that these rituals are not about summoning power, but about asking for wisdom. They do not command the spirits, but invite them to share their knowledge. The spirits, in return, offer their guidance in ways that the humans have learned to understand. It's not magic, one of the humans explains. It's about connection. We are connected to them, just as they are connected to us. The aliens, still struggling with their own beliefs, begin to see the deeper meaning in these interactions. The spirits are not just beings from another world. They are part of the balance of life on Earth. They have their own place, just as humans have theirs. The aliens begin to realize that this balance, this coexistence, is something they have never truly considered. For them, the universe is a place of facts and laws. But here on Earth, they are witnessing something far more complex, a world where the unknown is embraced, and where living with the unknown is not only possible, but necessary. As the aliens continue to learn more, they begin to question their own assumptions. Can they, too, live with something they cannot understand? Can they learn to accept the unknown, just as the humans have done? And if so, what does that mean for their understanding of the universe? The alien explorers have witnessed more than they ever thought possible during their time on Earth. They have seen the humans live in harmony with spirits, beings that, by all their training and understanding, should not exist. The peaceful coexistence between humans and spirits is something the aliens still cannot fully comprehend. They came to Earth with a clear purpose, to study a primitive species. But instead, they have found a world unlike anything they could have imagined. As they sit in their ship, looking out over the Earth, they are quiet, deep in thought. The questions they had when they first arrived have only grown more intense. How is it possible for these spirits to exist without causing harm? How can the humans live in peace with beings that defy the laws of science and reason? The aliens' minds are filled with doubt. They've spent their entire lives learning about the universe through logic, through science. But what they are witnessing on Earth does not follow the rules they have always trusted. The leader of the alien explorers, a wise and experienced figure, sits apart from the others. He reflects on what he has seen. For the first time, he is forced to consider that there may be things in the universe beyond their understanding. For all their advanced technology, for all their knowledge, the aliens cannot explain the peaceful relationship between humans and spirits. And that realization is deeply unsettling. Everything we've learned tells us that the unknown is to be feared, the leader says quietly, speaking to his team. But here, the unknown is embraced. His voice is filled with confusion, as if he is struggling to come to terms with what he's learned. How can we explain this? How can we understand something that defies everything we've ever known? The other explorers are silent. They, too, are grappling with the same questions. They had come to Earth believing that they would find a species struggling to survive, fighting against forces they couldn't control. Instead, they found a species that has learned to live with something far more powerful than themselves, something they can neither control nor fully understand. These spirits, who should be viewed as threats, are instead treated as part of the natural order. And the humans are not afraid. The leader continues, his voice almost hesitant. What if our understanding of the universe is limited? What if there are things beyond science, beyond logic, that we cannot explain? His words hang in the air, heavy with the weight of doubt. The other explorers listen carefully. They have always believed that their species' advancement was the pinnacle of understanding. Their technology, their knowledge, had given them the power to explore the universe and control their own destiny. But here on Earth, they are faced with a reality that is beyond their grasp. It is a reality where science alone cannot explain everything. And that realization is both terrifying and awe-inspiring. For the first time, the explorers are confronted with the possibility that the universe is far more mysterious and complex than they ever imagined. The leader turns to his team, looking them in the eye. Perhaps there are forces at work here that we cannot yet understand. Perhaps there are dimensions, energies, or beings that exist beyond our technology and our science. His voice softens. Maybe we are not the most advanced species after all. As the alien leader reflects on this, he begins to realize something else, that perhaps the humans have a wisdom that the aliens have yet to comprehend. The humans, after all, have learned to live in balance with something they cannot explain, something that goes beyond reason and logic. And that balance, that acceptance of the unknown, may be the key to something far greater than science can offer. One of the explorers speaks up, his voice tentative. Are we so sure that science has all the answers? He asks. Maybe the answers lie not in what we can measure or observe, but in what we can feel and what we can believe. The alien leader pauses, considering the question. Perhaps, he replies softly, perhaps there is more to the universe than we ever thought possible. The team falls silent as they continue to reflect. For the first time, They are questioning the very foundation of their beliefs, the belief that science and reason are the only paths to understanding. They are beginning to see that there may be other ways to understand the universe, ways that go beyond the limits of their technology and their scientific knowledge. And so, in the quiet of their ship far above Earth, the aliens begin to understand that their journey has led them to more than just a study of another species. It has led them to a revelation, a realization that the universe is full of mysteries, some of which may never be fully explained. But that doesn't mean they are any less real. The time has come for the alien explorers to leave Earth. Their mission, once clear and simple, has transformed into something far more complex. They had come to study a primitive species, expecting to find chaos and struggle. Instead, they have witnessed something that challenges their entire understanding of the universe, a species that has learned to coexist with the unknown, a species that lives in harmony with forces they cannot fully explain. As the alien ship prepares for departure, the leader of the explorers stands at the window, gazing out at the planet below. For the first time, he feels uncertain. Their mission was supposed to be a simple study, a way to observe and record, but what they have learned here goes beyond what they could have imagined. One of the explorers, a younger officer, joins him, looking out at Earth as well. "Do you think we'll ever understand it?" the officer asks. The leader pauses, considering the question. "I don't know," he says quietly. "Maybe we don't need to understand everything. Maybe it's enough to simply accept that there is more to the universe than we can see or measure." The leader reflects on what he has learned. The human's ability to live with spirits, beings from other dimensions, is not something they can explain with science or logic. It is something that goes beyond their understanding. But in that very mystery lies a deeper truth. Perhaps the universe is more complex, more interconnected than they ever realized. The humans have learned to live in balance with what they cannot control, something that the aliens have never truly considered. As the ship lifts off from the surface of Earth, the aliens look out at the planet below. It is still a world full of mystery, but now it is a world they view with a new perspective. They came to Earth expecting to find a primitive race, but they have found a species that has embraced the unknown, that has learned to coexist with the forces that defy explanation. The leader turns to his team. "We came here to learn about them, but in the end, we have learned something about ourselves." He looks at the Earth one last time, his voice thoughtful. "Perhaps we, too, need to accept that not everything can be explained. Some things are beyond our understanding, and maybe that's okay." As the ship ascends into the stars, the humans below continue their lives, living in peaceful coexistence with the spirits. The explorers leave behind the lessons they've learned, a reminder that there is more to the universe than science and reason can explain. As the alien explorers journey back into the stars, they carry with them the lessons learned from their time on Earth. They came with the belief that science and logic could explain everything, but what they encountered here challenged that view. The humans' peaceful coexistence with spirits, beings from another dimension, forces that defy scientific explanation, showed them a different way to understand the universe. For the aliens, it was a revelation. The universe is not just made of facts, laws, and measurements. There are mysteries that cannot be solved with technology alone. Sometimes, the unknown is not something to fear, but something to accept. The humans, by living in harmony with the spirits, have found a balance that the explorers had never considered. As Earth fades into the distance, the alien leaders' thoughts linger on the deeper truth. Perhaps the universe is far more complex, more mysterious than they ever imagined. Perhaps it's not about controlling the unknown, but living with it. Maybe, in the end, that is the key to truly understanding the universe. The explorers depart, leaving Earth behind. But the lessons of peace, belief, and coexistence remain. And as they continue their journey, the question lingers: what if there is much more to the universe than we can see, measure, or understand? As the alien explorers return to their journey through the stars, They leave Earth with a new understanding of the universe, one that is far greater than they ever imagined. What about you? Are there mysteries in your life that cannot be explained by science alone? Sometimes, the most profound answers lie beyond what we can see, measure, or even understand. Take a moment to reflect. What if the unknown is not something to fear, but something to embrace? If this story has sparked a new way of thinking for you, share your thoughts, explore new possibilities, and remember, the universe is full of surprises waiting to be discovered. Thank you for watching till the end. If you enjoyed the story, please give this video a like and subscribe for more.